So I want to tell you a story. It was around the beginning of 2023 when I joined the boxing gym. And before that, I was like interested in the idea of fighting and boxing. I was looking at, YouTube shorts, like Mike Tyson edits, Muhammad Ali edits. And you could probably relate to this. I always had like these scenarios in my head where, I'd be like beating up like a bunch of guys, like scenes I'd seen like Bruce Lee or like whatever. I was like looking at UFC and I was like imagining myself like delivering like this flying knee KO. But number one, I couldn't fight at all. I thought I could fight. I pretend like I was in like these edits and all, I was like punching all that. But I knew that at the time it actually came down to it, I couldn't fight for shit. You clicked on this video because you wanted to be more masculine, so I'm assuming you've either heard of self-improvement at least. If not, you're already on self-improvement, which is great. Now, the cornerstones of masculinity is discipline, and toughness. There are others, but I think personally, discipline is definitely like a factual. Everyone can agree. Discipline, responsibility are the two cornerstones everyone can agree on, right? In my opinion, I think mental toughness, which is basically just discipline, is also another key cornerstone to masculinity. You have this like kind of desire to like seem like when you see like Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali shadow boxing, you think, oh man, that looks cool. If I did that, if I delivered that really cool like knockout and everything, yeah, it would look so cool playing it back on video and stuff like that. And people will think I look badass, which is like no problem with that. For a long time, that's why I started combat sports. But you kind of like know deep down, you're skinny as well, you kind of know deep down that if you try to fight someone, they like kick your ass just like by weight alone. Because everything that comes from masculinity, the competitiveness, the discipline, it comes from doing a combat sport, because what that does, it keeps you agile and it has that kind of competitive nature in you, puts that competitive nature in you because you're competing against other guys, especially in a striking sport when you're like sparring and like you're getting hit and your nose bleeds and you get like tired like so easily. It keeps you agile, keeps you like mentally sharp. Before I started boxing, I was like so like mentally slow. I do tasks in the wrong order. I couldn't organize myself. I was just constantly like, I wasn't in the present. I was just thinking about other things, daydreaming in class, not able to focus at all. As soon as I started boxing and when I really got into the sparring, that's when I noticed I was becoming way more sharper. I could respond to tricky situations way more quickly and efficiently. Unfortunately, a lot of people see combat sports as uncivilized, barbaric. I know when I wanted to start, almost none of my relatives supported me. The only person who really did was my dad. My mum hated it. All my aunts and uncles, my granny, my grandpa, none of them wanted me to do it because the society that we live in is, you won't really find many videos like the ones I'm making. They're like, oh yeah, just be comfortable with yourself, be comfortable in your own body. Oh yeah, it's kind of like feminine bullshit, right? And you've been like fed all these lies, and it hasn't really done much good for you, has it? You want to learn how to fight, not just because it looks cool, but also because it makes you more masculine. And because of this indoctrination, you've had some limiting beliefs, and the first limiting belief that you've had is that combat sports is for stupid, uncivilized people, or as I used to call them, knackers. Now, obviously, that's just a term that I'm from Ireland, so that's just a term we use. But you think it's for, basically, you think you're too good to go into a gym because, they all have tattoos and like, yeah, they're just like meatheads and they're just really rough. You have to get rid of that mindset, because if you have that mindset, you won't be able to humble yourself to try out new things, and you're just not going to progress in life. So that's your first limiting belief. Your second limiting belief is that you think combat sports like boxing, if you see in like Rocky movie, if you've seen that movie before, that's all just down to who has the bigger muscles, assuming like they're the same weight. Obviously, a 125-pound guy is going to lose to a 200-pound man. But who's more muscly, right? Who's like, oh, this big like muscly guy? That's actually not true at all. If you look at these fighter physiques in the UFC, you'll notice they do have muscle, but they also they don't have so much of it, right? Look at this bodybuilder, look at UFC fighter, completely different physiques, because if you have more muscle, you move more slowly, and speed is a key in striking. You also think that boxing or any other combat sport, it's particularly striking though, it's just punching and kicking just randomly and just trying to destroy your opponent into submission by just brute force, and that is simply not true at all. Because cartoons, let's be honest, they kind of like to pick boxing. That's kind of like the stupidest kind of thing. Footwork, angling, slipping, dodging, pacing yourself so you don't run out of breath, which you will definitely run out of breath. I know you're not fit. If you think you're fit, then step into the ring, spar for 90 seconds, and you'll see just how fit you are. I guarantee you are going to be on your knees for the first time, if you can even last that long. It's okay, bro, if you can't last that long. I couldn't for my first time. Yeah, it looks cool as hell. Makes me masculine to discipline, toughness, because the workouts are grueling. It's like a scheduled routine, right? This isn't like, oh, you just do it when you feel like it. Because think about it, if you don't train, what's going to happen when you go into sparring? You're going to be unprepared, you're going to be unfit. It requires you to be constantly fit, not really big and muscly, right? If you come to this channel because you want to be a big bodybuilder, this channel's not for you. You want to be, you want to look good, muscly, lean, but you also want to be fit, physically capable, fast, agile. That's what a sport like MMA, boxing require. Most people just leave this video off here. Yeah, join a boxing gym. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Actual step, get out your phone, look at Google Maps and go to boxing, MMA. I recommend you do boxing because it's the one I did, and I'm going to be making some videos on boxing, so you can follow some of those if you want, because I don't really do any other martial arts, so I can't really help you with that. Go into your phone, search up boxing gyms near me. Now, there could be several in your area. If you were unfortunate enough like me to be living in a small village, there might not be any in your area. You might have to go over to another village or your city to go to the MMA/boxing gym. Now, if you have an abundance of options, just go through all of them and see which is the best one. This is like pretty easy. Just see which is the best one for you. Now, this is kind of weird. Go for the one that seems like it's not very good quality. And the reason for this is a high quality gym usually means people pay a lot. The gym gets good money because people quit less, because it's less challenging. You want the gym to be challenging. You know if a gym's challenging because they barely have any money, because people are quitting left, right, and center. So that's what you want to look for. Now let's say your parents aren't going to let you, if you're like under 18, you're still living with your parents basically, and they're not letting you, go to boxing. You have to show them that you want to do it. So start shadow boxing at home, start jumping rope. I recommend asking your father, not your mum. When I ask my mum, she screams at me. Basically, just show that you're interested in it, because you kind of have this track record of saying you're going to do something. You're kind of getting uncomfortable now. I'm sorry. But you have this kind of track record of saying you're going to do something and then not following up. So that's your actionable step. Thanks for watching.